Let's talk about all the fun things that we have planned for this October. Welcome to this House of Walls. My name is Ashley. I'm so glad that you are here to join me today talking about homeschool stuff. This channel has definitely been having a shift of what I want it to be, and it's basically I want it to be whatever I want it to be, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So it's going to be a mix of homeschooling, books, combination of both of those, some kind of fun videos where it's like vlog style. Today is going to be homeschool related though, so I have a cup of coffee and it goes along with what we are going to be talking about today. Now, I did post not too long ago books that I want to read for this fall, so that is linked down below if you want to go check that out. Today is going to be really deep diving into some things that we're going to be using in the next couple of weeks for the October season. I haven't quite decided if this will kind of go over into Thanksgiving time yet, or if I'm going to do something else. I will have a separate video of some Christmas stuff that we're going to be doing from right at Thanksgiving, and then we're only schooling for like 2 weeks into December. So we'll see how much Christmas stuff we do, but I do have some fun plans. I'm going to take a sip of this, put it down, and let's start talking about Halloween season though. This is my favorite time of year. I'm so excited to bring in some of these amazing things to use with my kids. Some of these we have used year after year after year, and we are also bringing in some new things. I will say that Homeschool of Bel Air, I've talked about her here before. I love some of the things that she makes. And she is creating an occult curriculum to just kind of go over some really cool things. I don't think that it's out yet, so that's where some of these plans might kind of change, and we'll see what happens when we really get into it. But so far, this is what I have set aside. We love just a little fun bingo game to get us started in the morning, so I'm opening it up. I forget who made these. Their name is not on it. I did find it again, and then I lost the tab. But they are just cute little cards and the cards to go with them. The really fun thing that we have is we use acorn tops to use as our little covers for the bingo. So we do need to get more. I still always have to pull out just our regular bingo little pieces and use those as well, but it's just fun. Next is some fun picture books. I know that my kids are 5th and 9th grade, but I still think that there's a lot to get from picture books. So some of our favorites is Goodbye Summer, Hello Autumn. I did just read this with them this past week for the beginning of fall, and it was, as always, so fun. I have this one that I think I actually found in a little free library one time, and it is a pop-up book of all the seasons. So it actually folds back on itself, and it goes through all the seasons. So a lot of times on the first day of the changing of a season, I will open this up and put it on a table and let it be on display. Another favorite of ours is How to Make an Apple Pie and See the World. And so this girl is going around to collect all the ingredients for her apple pie from all over the world. It's cute. Another fun one is Pumpkin Jack, and so you get to actually see a rotting pumpkin through after it has been grown. And we did this last year, and we actually still have it in a jar. I will put a picture up here of what it currently looks like. I will be tossing it this October. We have been watching it all year long. It has kind of created its own environment in this jar. No way have I opened it in any shape or form, but it has been fun to watch it get more and more disgusting as the year has gone on. But it will also be nice to have it move on. And then 2 books that I still have, but they are pretty preschool for my kids. I still like to have them. And so we have Let It Fall. It's really cute, just sweet story. And I always love Pete the Cat. So this is Pete the Cat, 5 Little Pumpkins. I have picked up a couple books from the library, and I'm hoping to pick up a couple more. This is just what this one library had that looked interesting. I know that holiday books tend to go quickly. So I have Pumpkin Hill, and this is, I think it's pumpkin seeds grow basically an army of pumpkins, and then the whole town has to deal with all of these pumpkins. It looks cute. And then we have Pig the Monster. So this is from the series Pig the Pug, and I just thought this would be fun. So those are the picture books that I have set aside. Now to move on, I talked about this next thing when I did the morning meeting things that I had pulled aside for this year. And this, we hadn't gotten to it yet this year, but I am going to be pulling it into October because I think that it just kind of fits for October, and that is Myrtle Jr. So this is Solve Your Way Through 40 Puzzle Mysteries. I don't think that we will get through the whole book in October, but we are at least starting it. We did start out this past week reading the whole introduction, so heads up, there's quite a bit of a setup for this, and it's cute. It's this group of kids with all these different personalities who are going into an old mansion, and there's 3 suspects, and so it really talks about where each suspect would be, and kind of what their motive is, and so it helps you kind of walk through how to solve these puzzles and setting up the story. So this next week we are going to do the where to start, and we're going to really get to know all of the kids more. So here you are. There's even a cat. And then we will get into the first puzzle. That's just kind of the setup. It gives you clues, and then you figure out the answers. So I'm really excited to do this with my kids. And then we have about 4 weeks of a little bit more curriculum style, but still a lot of reading and just bringing in some fun resources. So the first thing that I have, we're going to be doing this next week, and it is The World's Most Mysterious Places. I picked this up at our library. Now, some of these are just kind of mysterious. The ones that I have picked out to do are a little bit more spooky. So I have A Haunted Island in Venice, Italy. I have Area 51, Catacombs of Paris, and Valley of Death. And so these, I think, will just be little fun things that we can read in the morning and go over. The next resource that I have, I think, will be pretty fun, and it's How They Croaked, The Awful Ends of the Awfully Famous. So this was another library find, and it is filled with all kinds of famous people and how they died. Again, I have just picked out a couple, and we will take a week and go over some of them. So I have Cleopatra, Henry VIII, Beethoven, and Charles Darwin. So Charles Darwin, I picked him because both of my kids have been learning about Charles Darwin in different ways. Not too long ago, we also finished this whole book, and we did this during a morning meeting, so we would read like 2 pages a day, and it was good to go through. So I figure, why not tie more into Charles Darwin? And my last resource that I am going to be sharing is a Halloween guide. This is put out by Jack and Link Toys, and it looks super cute. So it has all of these different subjects. So real world mysteries, spooky traditions around the world, Dr. Jekyll, short stories, Salem, Poe, and Munch. It's over 5 weeks of curriculum. We are not going to be using it entirely. We are going to be using 2 weeks of it, and that's just all the time that we have, and we'll save it and bring some more in the following year. So there's this whole guide. I still need to bind this together, but each week is totally laid out as 5 days. There's all kinds of QR codes for extra links, and it's really well set up. There is more in here than what we will be able to do in our morning meeting. And that is fine. I have shortened and abbreviated it, and we will still have a lot of fun. So basically, we are going to be learning about the Salem witch trials and some about Edgar Allan Poe. Now, my 9th grader did an Edgar Allan Poe class at our co-op last year, so he does have a pretty good understanding, and he has read a lot of Poe work already. But my 5th grader has not, and so I'm thinking that this could be a way for my 9th grader to kind of step up a little bit and help guide these lessons in teaching his little brother. So that is what we have planned for that. There are a ton of notebooking pages that go along with this, so we'll use these as needed. And I do have one other book that is on its way. It's not here yet. I got both of them from thrift books. So the one that I do have right now is the Salem Witch Trials, and we will be using this, obviously, when we are talking about the Salem Witch Trials, which somehow, like, I think we've kind of mentioned it before, but we haven't done, like, a full study on it, so I'm excited to bring this into it. Okay, I am sitting here in a different location because this is where I'm set up to film a couple of things anyways, and I wanted to share, this is History of the Occult. This is put out by Homeschool of Bel Air. I will link her down below. This is on her Teachers Pay Teachers, and I am so excited by this. It is a full curriculum. There are not any other books needed for this. There is some like online research that is needed for this, but you can just use this as it is written. I did send her a message this morning and ask her, hey, if I wanted to be a little bit extra, what are some other books that you would recommend? And she did recommend those books for me. I'm undecided if I'm going to purchase any more of them or just, maybe turn to YouTube a little bit. I was also looking at checking out the library. That's always a good source to go to. So I am so excited to use this. I have planned out, we are going to be using this instead of the other one that I showed. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the other one that I showed just before this. I think that it is a wonderful curriculum and I like the setup of it. I just think that with my kids being a little bit older, we're going to get more out of this. And we're actually going to continue using this after probably the new year, like into the spring a little bit, because the way I see it, we're secular homeschoolers. We talk about religion as it is related to history. We have done Norse mythology studies. We are doing Greek mythology study right now. I want to kind of dive into occults a little bit and just kind of take some time to go through some of this. So I don't think that I will do it with both of my kids this spring. I think that I will save it for our Fun Fridays that my 5th grader and I do together. So the subjects that we don't cover this Halloween, we will do this spring. So I wanted to show, these are all the table of contents if you want to pause and look at it. So you can see little stars. We are going to be doing witches past and present and history of Halloween. So I'm really excited about those 2 units. Here's the witches past and present. And so you can see how I have planned it. Each little thing is a day that we are going to do. I do have that Salem witch trial book, and so we're still going to be able to incorporate that. The other Salem witch trial book, it has come in, and it's one of those, like, you can choose your own story path, and that I might have my son put down whatever book he is reading those, 1 to 2 weeks that we're doing this unit, and do that, because I think that's a lot of fun. And then here is the other unit that we have, and that is how I have mapped that one out. So there are definitely things in here, especially for the witch unit, that we are not going to be doing. We just don't have enough time, so I have crossed some of those out, but that is fine. I really need to bind all of this. All right, so like I said, it is an all-in-one unit. There are readings and all kinds of fun activities in here. I have separated out all of the activity pages And so they are right here, and as we need them, we will pull from that. Like I said, I will be back to also share some Christmas things once we get closer to Christmas. I have started pulling a couple things aside, and I can't wait to just kind of bring in some fun things. For that, it will be more than just our morning meeting. My 5th grader and I also do, we call it Fun Fridays. So right now we are doing a whole Greek mythology unit. That will be ending right around Thanksgiving. And so I'm really planning on bringing in some fun Christmas studies, and I'm still trying to find one. We have done the Christmas Around the World study before, so I'm not looking to do that. And outside of that, it's kind of hard to find secular things for it. So I'm going to keep looking. I'll let you know what I find. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and I'll be back for more soon.